The Double RT Boxing Show with your host, Mr.A. Breakdown and predictions. Volume 63 shall begin shortly. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Thanks for tuning in. This is your show. I am your host, Mr.A. Ready, talk that boxing. Volume 63 of the breakdown and prediction segment. A rematch. The IBF champion Caleb Truax giving the former champion James De Gale the opportunity to claim the IBF title, the super welterweight title. Super middleweight. What can be different? What will be different? It's going to be a very interesting fight, folks. Very interesting fight. Now, before we go into that, let's do the paper breakdown. Just for those who do like the numbers, we get an idea up in here what might play out. Even though if you've seen the rematch, these numbers really don't mean much because none of us expected the first fight to turn out the way it did. But we could go over the numbers. This is a 12-round fight. You got a southpaw in De Gale versus an orthodox fighter in the 29-3 with 2 draws. Truax, 18 KOs. Out of his 3 losses, he's been KO'd twice. A 53% KO ratio. While De Gale over here, 23, 2 losses, 1 draw, 14 KOs, a 54 KO. So obviously, between the southpaw and orthodox matchup, these guys are finesse fighters. They're not flashy, but they're not KO artists. They're the workhorses. They get the work done. Pretty much an all-around even matchup. That's why the fight ended the way it did. Both 6 foot. You got a 75-inch reach for the champion against the former champion 74-inch reach. You got the older man by 2 years of 34 with Caleb Truax to the 32 years of James De Gale, which it doesn't seem like he's the younger man. It seemed like De Gale been kind of going down in his last couple fights. Now, the ring experience doesn't make sense for that to be happening either. You got 215 for Truax, 183 for De Gale. Like I said, you have Bottle Jack, Butte, and then Truax. You just see De Gale's performances. He's getting hit. He's getting tired. To me, his last good performance is when he won the belt against Durrell. And the 3 fights after that, slowly, he's not looking like that Durrell performance. Now, as we saw in the first match, De Gale wasn't the mover we thought he was. Truax just pressured him. He didn't win every round, but obviously he won enough rounds to become champion. We thought De Gale would be able to just move around, pop shot him, do a little fancy body work, and keep the fight in the center of the ring. But no, Truax was able to take him to the ropes. If you heard the game Nation Ball, I interrupting the kids Nation Ball to bring you that ready talk boxing. Who hears about Nation Ball when there's boxing to be talked about? And if you are a new viewer to this show, please become a new subscriber, and you will know, like the previous loyal subscribers, I am in a kid-friendly complex next to an army base. So you will hear a lot of helicopters, jet planes going over. It's like a training facility, about 2 miles away. So you hear a lot of noise during my videos, and kids playing Nation Ball and cops and murderers. There's no longer cops and robbers. They play cops and murderers. Now on to that. What's going to be different? Will James De Gale have the energy to spin off the ropes? Will he jab himself? Will he have a jab to keep the gap? Because the first fight, James De Gale did do a couple jabbing, and he won those rounds. But for the most rounds, Truax just walked through that jab and was able just to put De Gale against the ropes. Now, was he landing everything? No, but he just won a lot on just activity. And I'm going with the same outcome. This was a very, very hard fight for me to choose because part of me want to think De Gale's going to flip the switch on and change. But I've been down that road before, and it was called Adrian Broner. And I'm going to treat De Gale like I'm treating Adrian Broner. I like him. I believe in him. But I need to see it now. I saw De Gale's performances go down and down and down. Butte, Jack, and now Truax. And I'm not betting on him until he proves me wrong. So I think it's gonna be the same thing. De Gale's gonna start off hot, and Truax is just gonna come with that same pressure, maybe a little bit more behind the jab because obviously he knows the body work pays dividends. I think he's just gonna jab himself more. I don't know if he'll be as aggressive because he is the champion. Maybe he will see if De Gale could be the aggressor, which I think might be it might be a mistake and backfire on him. I think he just needs to go with the same plan and don't be overly aggressive where he's walking into something, but just put the pressure on De Gale. He seems to tire. Oh, something's happening in Nation Ball. So he seems to tire with the pressure, and I'm going with the same thing. Caleb Truax is going to win this fight by a split decision this time. I forgot how he won it last, but I think he's going to win it by a split decision and retain that IBF super middleweight champion. Nation Ball's taking over, so we are out of here. The Double RT Boxing Show. Let's go for that 10 thumbs up average. New viewers, please become new subscribers. This is your show. This is your game, Nation Ball. Learn to love it like you love this show and you love boxing. Double RT Boxing. I'm your host, Mr. A. Thumbs up, people. I appreciate it.